Now we'll start answering question section 7.3 circles. So we'll start with question number 1. In the diagram below, the ratio of the radius of a small wheel, this wheel has a radius, to the radius of the large wheel is 4 to 7. So the ratio here is 4 to 7. This is the small wheel and this is the large wheel. Okay, so the ratio is 4 to 7. The circumference of a small wheel is 320. So the circumference of the small wheel is 320 centimeter. Okay, part A. What is the circumference of the large wheel? Okay. Now, before answering these questions, let's have a quick review about the circles. This one is a small wheel and this is the large wheel. Okay. Now the circle, okay, has something called a radius. Okay. And a diameter is equal to 2 radius. It means that diameter equal to 2r. R is the radius of the circle. From the center of the circle, this side, this is the radius. Okay. If I'm asking you about the diameter, so it's 2r. This is r, this is r, r plus r is 2r. Okay. Now, the area of the circle, the formula of the area of the circle, it's pi r square. R is the radius. Pi is 3.14 or 22 over 7. It's a constant and it's equal to 3.14 or 22 over 7. Okay? Okay. For circumferences, I think you remember the perimeter of the rectangle, of the square, of any shape. The perimeter of the rectangle is the summation of the 4 sides, right? Okay, perimeter is same like circumference for the circle. Okay, so when he asks about circumference of the circle, that means he needs to know this length of the circle. And the formula for this one, it's 2 pi r. So the circumference of the circle, it's 2 pi r, or by d, diameter, because the diameter is equal to 2r, so it can be pi d or 2 pi r. Okay? Now, let's go move to our question. Now here, saying that the circumference of the small wheel is 320. And he wants to know the circumference of the large wheel based on the ratio. The ratio of small wheel to large wheel is 4 to 7. Right? Okay. To get this value, the circumference of the large, we have two solutions. We can solve it with two ways. First way, now I have the small circumference, right? What I will do is I will divide this amount by 4. So I will get the value. I will divide it by 7. I will get the large circumference of the large wheel. So that means 300 divided by 4, okay, it will be 80. So that means this ratio is 80. If I multiply it by 7, it will be 560. So the circumference of the large wheel is 560. Okay, for example, I have here 320 and I have for example, 4 units. The 4 units equal to 320. So I need 1 unit only. So the 1 unit will be, how I will get to the 1 unit? If I divide 320 divide by 4, I will get the 1 unit, which is 80. So the 1 unit, if I multiply it by 7, I will get the total number of the 7 units. It means like this. Okay, so this is solution number 1. The other way to solve it, I have here 4 to 7, right? And 320, this is the small wheel, and this is the large wheel, right? So 4 to 7, 300 to, I don't know the equation, the number here. So when I put it like this way, I will do cross multiplication. So this side, let's say I will call it x, for example. This is the circumference of the large wheel. So do cross multiplication, that means 4x equal to 7 multiplied by 320. Okay, so let's 320 multiply 7, 0. 7 multiply 2 is 14. Okay, 7 multiply 3 is 21, so 22. So it will be equal to 2240, right? So multiply by 4, so x will be equal 560. So this is, you have two ways to solve this question. So here the answer will be 560. Okay? Now, part B. Here it says if the radius r, okay, of the large wheel is a over pi, what is the value of a? Okay. Now, what I got here is the circumference of the large wheel. Okay, now the equation, circumference of the large wheel which is a circle, right? The large wheel is a circle, equal to 2 pi r, right? This is the equation of the circumference. Now substitute r is a over pi. So 2 multiply a over pi. So this one will go to this one, and the circumference is we got it before, is 560. So that means at end it will be 2a equal to 560 divide by 2. So a will be equal to 280. So the answer here will be 280. Okay. If I know the equations, if I understand them well, I can answer any question regarding to the circles. Okay. Now let's move to question number 2. Okay. Question number 2. Numerically, the ratio of the area to the circumference of a circle is 9 to 2. So now here I have area, right? And I have circumference. The ratio is 9 to 2. Okay. Fill in the blank with the correct number. If the circumference of this circle is 18 pi units, so that means here will be 18 pi, right? Then its area is something by square unit. So that means I have not know by, right? Again, we have two ways to solve this question. Solution number 1. Now I have 2 units of 18, so I need 1 unit, and when I get the value of 1 unit, I will multiply it by 9, I will get the value here. Okay? So let's do this. So that means 18 pi divided by 2, it will be 9 pi, right? And here the area Then I will multiply the value with the ratio of the area, which is 9 multiply 9 pi will equal 21 pi. So the answer is 81. Right? Now, the other way, I have here 9, 2. For example, this x, I need the area, and I have the circumference here is 18. Cross multiplication, so it will be 2x equal to 9 multiply 18 pi, right? Okay, divide by 2, divide by 2, here 2, 1, 18, divided by 2 is 9, so it will be equal 81 pi. So the answer here would be 81, and he already gave me pi before. Okay, so let's move to question number 3. Okay, question number 3. Here is saying Mr. Brown is constructing a racetrack in the shape of a rectangle. I have the rectangle, okay, with a semicircle at each end. There is a semicircle here and semicircle here. Okay, the semicircle is half circle. So that means if the area of the circle, the equation is pi r2 by r power of 2. That means the semicircle, the area of semicircle will be the same equation but divide by 2. Semicircle. Okay? For circumference, the circumference also is 2 by r for the circle. So the circumference of a semicircle, it will be pi r because I will divide it by 2. Okay? Now let's see here. Now fill in the blanks with the correct numbers. Use the approximation of 3.4 for pi. So pi here is saying that pi equal to 3.14. Now part A, Mr. Brown is surrounding the track with a fence. Means he get a fence and he surround this area with a fence. Okay, so I'm putting a fence here surrounding with this area, right? And you want to know the length of this area. Okay. When he's saying fence, surrounding a fence, that he's asking for the circumference or the perimeter of this shape. The perimeter of this shape. So this shape contains of rectangle, this area number 1, this is number 1, semicircle number 2, and another semicircle number 3. So I have 3 shapes for this racetrack. Rectangle, semicircle, and semicircle. Okay? Now, we need the circumference for the semicircle number 3 and the semicircle number 2, and we will add this two sides with this side to get the length of the fence. He didn't ask for the perimeter of the rectangle. No, he asked about the fence here. So this fence contains of about circumference of this semicircle, then the circumference of this circle, and this side and this side. This side is 350 meter, but this side will be 350 meter. Okay, let's get the circumference of the semicircle or the first side. Okay, this semicircle, okay? So that means in the center, this is a radius and this is a radius. This is r. But I know I have in the equation of the circumference that the circumference equal to pi d. D is a diameter, and this is a semicircle, and this one is the diameter. So this with 200. Multiply by, it told me by, so it will be 3.14. Right? 3.14. And the circumference of the circle is by d, right? And this is a semicircle, so I have divide by 2. Here, as I mentioned here. right? So this means this one will be 100. So that means it will be 314 for this semicircle. And this semicircle have the same diameter. This other semicircle, number 2, have the same diameter. So it will be the same value. So that means the length will be 314 plus 314, circle number 2 and circle number 3. This circle number 3 and this circle number 2. And for the rectangle, it will be this side plus this side, which is 700. 350 plus 350, right? So it will be equal to 1328. So the answer here will be 1328. Okay? Now the area, part B, the area of the track is, now he wants the area. So the area, that means I will get the area of this rectangle, the area of this semicircle, plus the area of the other semicircle. I will get the total area. Okay, now. So we'll get the area of the rectangle, as we say, rectangle area equal to length multiply width. So it will be 200 multiply 350. So 200 multiply 350, right? So it will be equal to 70,000 meters square. Okay, this is 350 multiplied by 200. The 3 zeros will be put directly. So 2 multiplied 5 is 10. 1 here, 2 multiplied 3 is 6. So 70. So it will be 70,000 meters. Okay, now the area of the semicircle. The area of the semicircle. The area of the semicircle, we said for the area of the circle, it's pi r square. Semicircle divide by 2. Right? So the radius for this one, this is the diameter. This is 200. So the radius will be 100. So that means will be 100 multiply 100 multiply by 3.14 divide by 2. Right? So that means by 1, so equal 50. So I will multiply this. So the answer here will be 15,700 meter square. Okay? Now, as we said, that the racetrack contains about 3 shapes. Rectangle, we already get the amount, 70,000. Semicircle was 15,700. And the other semicircle is the same, by the way, because it's 200 here. So the radius will be 100 and the radius also will be 100. So the area will be the same. So that means it will be multiplied by 2. So we can get the total area will be 70,000. This is for the rectangle. Plus 15,700 for the first semicircle number. This is number 1. This is number 2. Plus 15,700 for the semicircle number 3 will be equal to 101,400. So the answer here will be 101,400. Okay? So let's move to question number 4. Okay, question number 4. Consider the circle in the diagram below. Here, this is the circle and this is the radius, 14. So, okay, now radius is 14. So diameter will be 2r. So it will be 2 multiply 14 equal 28. Okay, this is just for your information. But here it's mentioning the radius. And here is saying use approximation 22 by 7 for pi. Pi can be equal to 3.14 or 22 by 7. Both of them are correct. Okay? Now let's see part A. What is the area of the circle above? The area of the circle, so the area will be pi r square. So the pi will be 22 by 7 multiplied by r square means 14 multiply 14, right? So here simplify by 7 equal 1, by 7 equal 2. So to make we'll make the multiplication here. So let's do the multiplication. So that means 22 multiply 2 multiply 14 will be equal to 616 centimeter square. So the answer here will be 616. Now here, part B. Another circle has radius 3 times as big as the one in part A. That means this circle is 14, so the other circle is 3 times. That means 3 multiply 14, 3 times. That means 3 multiply 14 equal to, that means this radius will be 42. Okay, 3 times as big as the one in part A. What is the area of this circle? So we'll apply the same equation to pi r square. This is the big circle. For the big circle, so it will be 22 over 7 multiply 42 multiply 42, right? Okay, so let's simplify by 7 1 by 7 6. So let's make the multiplication here. So it will be 22 multiply 6 multiply 42, so it will be equal to 5,544. So the answer here, it will be 5,544. Okay, so this is for part B. Now part C. If the ratio of the area of the circle in part A to the area of the circle in part B, so that means circle A, the ratio to circle B, same circle B, same like what he mentioned here. Look, in part A to the area of circle part B is 1 to n, so 1 to n. Okay, what is the value of n? Here is saying about the area. So the first area here, circle A, it was 616, right? And the second area is 5,544. And it's here mentioning 1 to n. So to get n, very simple. Now it's here, 1 unit is 616. So that means if I divided 5,544 by 616, I will get how many units? So let's say 5,544 divided by 616. Right? So 5,544 divided by 616, it will give me 9. So this is solution number 1. We can make it in another way, as I mentioned before, cross multiplication. This is n, so 616 multiply n equal to 5,544 divided by 16. 616 divided here by 616, I will get n equal to 9. Okay, so part C equal to 9. Now let's move to question number 5. Question number 5 is the same question number 4. Now here it's saying consider the circle below. Here it's saying 7 units. This is radius. Now fill in the blanks. The area of the given circle is something pi. You have to take care about this. Square units. The area of the given circle. Okay, now the area of the circle equal to pi r square. Here it's saying pi, so I would say pi r square that means 7 multiplied 7, so that means it will equal to 49 pi. 49 pi, so that means the answer is 49 pi. Okay, it didn't ask me to use pi as 3.14 or 22 over 7. So I said pi, and in the answer here, it's giving me pi, so I'll keep it like this, pi. Okay, number B. The circumference of a given circle is something by units. Okay, now the circumference of the circle is equal to 2 by r, right? That means 2 by 7. So 2 by 7 is 14 pi. So the answer here will be 14 pi. Okay, there's number B. Number C. In the simplest form, numerically, the ratio of the area of a given circle. That means the area to circumference is, you want to know the ratio. So the area, we got the area is 49 pi. Okay, and the circumference is 14 pi. So pi will go with this pi 7 equal 2, by 7 equal 7, so the ratio will be 7 by 2. Very simple. He needs the simplest form. So this is the simplest form. If he didn't say the simplest form, if you write him 49 by 2, 14 by, I remove by, so it will be 49 by 14. But he asked for a simplest form, so you have to make it in a simplest form. Okay, so let's go to question number 6. Now, the radii of two circles, radius the radius, same concept, same meaning, of the two circles are 12 and 30. So that means I have a circle, the radius 12, and another circle, radius is 30. Okay? Fill in the blank to give the ratio in the lowest term. The ratio of the circumferences of the smaller circle, which one is the smaller? 12 or 30? 12, the smaller. Okay. To the larger circle, this one is larger, is circumference. Circumference, that means I have to make the equation. So I have here the small circle, circumference will equal to 2 by r. So that means 2 multiply 12 multiply by, so it will be 24 by. Okay, this is the small. Okay, for the large circle, same, it will be 2 by r. This is the circumference for it. So 2 multiply 30 by, so it will be 60 by, right? Now he's saying here he needs the ratio between the smaller, that means the smaller, which is 24 by, to the large circle, which is 60 by. Okay, you have to take it in the same order, smaller to larger, smaller to larger, this smaller to larger. Okay, so what is the ratio for this one? Okay, let's say pi, will go with pi. Okay, by 2 will equal, okay, this by 6 will equal to 4, and this by 6 will equal, this by 6 equal to 4, this by 6 equal to 10, right? By 2 equal to 2, by 2 equal to 5, so the answer will be 2, 2, 5. Okay, so this is the answers for the questions regarding to 7.3, the circles. Okay, see you for next section.